Most parents think the first 3 years are all about discipline, teaching manners, stopping tantrums, and fixing bad behavior. And honestly, that belief is why these years can feel so brutal. Because what you're actually raising isn't a tiny adult. You're raising a brain that's still under construction. Once you truly understand that, everything changes. Let me start with something every single parent has lived through. Your 2-year-old is screaming because you gave them the blue cup instead of the red one. You feel embarrassed, irritated, maybe even a little angry. And your first thought is, this is ridiculous. I have to stop this behavior right now. But hold on. Here's what's actually happening inside their little head. Your child's emotional brain is on full blast. The amygdala, which is the brain's alarm system for danger and strong emotions, is firing like crazy. Meanwhile, the part of the brain that handles logic, impulse control, and reasoning. So, this isn't defiance. It's not manipulation. And it's definitely not bad behavior. This is a nervous system that is completely overwhelmed, without any of the tools it needs to calm down. Imagine someone injected your body with adrenaline and then demanded you be calm and reasonable. You couldn't do it, not because you're immature, but because your own biology wouldn't allow it. That's your toddler, except they don't have the words to explain it. They don't understand what they're feeling. They just know it's all too much. Now, here's the part that most parents never get to hear. Your child cannot regulate their own emotions yet. They literally borrow regulation from you. Your calm nervous system is what teaches their nervous system how to work. Where the people around you are sometimes calm and loving, and other times explosive and angry. Your nervous system would never ever relax. That's what unpredictability does to a child's brain. A routine isn't boring for them. Routine is safety. The same steps at bedtime, the same ritual for saying goodbye, the same way you respond when they fall down. Your child's brain learns, I know what comes next. I am safe. And that feeling of safety reduces meltdowns more than any discipline strategy ever will. Now, let's clear up another huge misunderstanding: defiance. Your toddler says no to everything. No to putting on clothes. No to eating their food. No to leaving the park. And as parents, we panic. We think it's the start of a rebellion. But that no is not rebellion. It is identity formation. For the very first time in their life, your child is realizing, I am a separate person from you. Saying no is how they practice having their own will, their own autonomy. When you fight that with power, you're fighting their development itself. But when you acknowledge the feeling you really wanted to wear the blue shirt today and then you still move forward, you teach them something incredibly powerful: your feelings matter. And also, sometimes we still have to do hard things. That isn't weakness. That is emotional maturity being built, brick by brick. Let's move on to boredom. Parents today are terrified of it. We feel this pressure to fill every single moment with stimulation, screens, activities, entertainment. But boredom is not neglect. Boredom is fertile ground for the brain. When your child is just sitting quietly, stacking blocks, rearranging them, even just staring at them, their brain is working hard. They're learning creativity, problem solving, and how to soothe themselves. Interrupting that moment because you feel uncomfortable actually robs them of deep cognitive growth. If they are safe, just let boredom happen. It's a gift. Here's another moment parents often misread. You see two toddlers playing next to each other, but not with each other. And you think, shouldn't they be interacting? Am I missing a chance to teach them to share? The answer is no. This is a crucial developmental stage called parallel play, and it is real social development. They're learning about proximity, about sharing a space, about observation, and about respect for others. Friendship doesn't start with cooperation. It starts with just being comfortable near other people. Don't rush it. Let it unfold naturally. Now, pay very close attention to this next part, because it matters more than almost anything else. It's about what you say right after your child fails. They fall down. They start to cry. You could rush in and say, "You're fine. You're okay. Get up." But what that teaches them is to ignore their feelings and avoid discomfort. Or, you could say something different. You could say, "Wow, that was scary. You fell. Your body feels shaky right now." And then you add this, "You're safe." And you can try again when you're ready. That single response wires their brain for resilience. It teaches them that hard feelings are survivable, that failure is not final, and that they have control over their own choices. Your child won't remember the specific events from these early years. That's perfectly normal. But they will absolutely remember how they felt with you. Were you available? Were you dismissive? Were you a safe person to return to when they were hurt or scared? This feeling becomes their blueprint for all future relationships. Now, here is the most freeing truth of all. You will mess up. You will lose your patience. You will say things you regret. That does not damage your child. What damages children is when there's never any repair. When you come back later and say, "I got really frustrated before. I shouldn't have yelled. I'm sorry." Your child learns one of life's most important lessons. Relationships can survive mistakes. Love isn't fragile. Repair is always possible. Perfection doesn't create security. Repair does. And finally, this part is for you. These years aren't just shaping your child. They are completely reshaping you. Your capacity for patience, your tolerance for discomfort, your whole sense of time, your very identity, it's all undergoing a massive psychological transformation. So no, you don't need more techniques. You don't need to be perfect. What you need is understanding. You need presence. You're not getting it wrong. You are just seeing it wrong.